Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode with your girl, Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. All right. Why is everybody against me today? Why? Like, this is crazy. All right. So what we're going to do was an assignment that I wanted to do on Sunday, but then all hell broke loose. We're going to learn how to simplify, add, and hopefully subtract radicals. Now, the thing that you need to do is look for a perfect prime combination. So when are you actually going to be using simplifying radicals? After you do your quadratic formula, you get these numbers underneath that square root. And if it just so happens that it's not a perfect square, then you get stuck. And a lot of you guys just leave the answer any which way you want to. So, and then you wonder, why did I get it wrong? Well, you didn't simplify. Okay, so no matter what, anytime you do anything with radicals, you gotta break it down to its lowest term. So, prime example, say underneath that square root, you get a square root of 80. Okay, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, 80, I can just leave it. No, there is a perfect square that lives inside that 80. So if you're not sure what that perfect square is, this is why you should buy my handy dandy notebook. Okay, we're going to get with this notebook. So we look at 80. Let me zoom in for you. So here we are at 80. For 80, there's factors of 1 and 80, 2 and 40, 420, stop, 516, and 810. Now, 5 and 16 is in red. That's what's called your perfect prime combo. Okay, that's what's in red. This is what you're looking for when you're breaking down. So now you got the square root of 16. If I take a look at 16, 16 is in blue. That means that is a perfect square root. I can get 4 times 4 out of it. So then when I look at 5, I go to 5. 5 is in yellow. That means 5 is prime. So that is the perfect prime combination that we need. Our 16 and our 5. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to break it down. We have the square root of 16 in one. We have the square root of 5 in the other. Square root of 16, like I said, is a perfect square root, which gives me a whole number of 4, not square root of 4. If it's a perfect square root, the square root goes away, like my soul, when you keep it there. All right? So you just get rid of the square root, and it's a whole number of 4. The square root of 5, square root of 5 is prime. So if I can't break it down, I simply bring it down. And that is my simplified of the square root of 80. Okay? So you're always looking to simplify. You're always looking to break concepts down. Now, what happens if we have square root of 12? I know for a fact, a lot of you guys will say, oh, you can use 6 and 2. Okay, congratulations, but no. Okay, not 6 and 2. 6 is not a perfect. It's one of those special prime radicals, believe it or not. Because if I try to break down the square root of 6, I just have the square root of 2 and the square root of 3. Both 2 and 3 are prime numbers. I can't get anything out of that, right? But there is something else that can give me the square root of 12. Thank you, Caden. We have 3 and 4. Now, me personally, I like to put the perfect in front. The reason why I like to put the perfect in front, here's my 4, here's my 3. So when I break it out of this radical and it turns into a 2, I'm already in that perfect prime breakdown format. Okay? You don't want your whole number kind of dacking in the back like a dog following you, right? You want to put your whole number in front. Because this is what happens, and this is what our lovely little brain does. When you put it behind, all of a sudden you blink, and then you look at the numbers, you're like, oh wait, that's the square root of 32. I need to break that down. No, you don't, because the 2 is supposed to be in front of the radical. Whole numbers are always in front of the radical. So that's how we break down square root of 12. All right? Okay. All right. So, hey. Aw. Dan, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Did mommy not give you enough attention? Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, so we have the square root of 50. So with the square root of 50, we need to break down. What would be my perfect prime combination? Okay, what is my perfect prime combination with the square root of 50? Right? I know, sometimes, someone needs a diaper change. That's okay, it's all right. Just go get mommy and she'll take care of it. All right, so Kaden, you're saying 10 and 5. That will work, but which one of them is perfect? Okay, Pog is saying 25 and 5. Okay, Main Street, Robert is saying 25 and 2. Kaden, switch it up to 25 and 2. Alicia saying 25 and 2. There goes Pog, 25 and 2. Okay, Whoop is saying 10 and 5. Okay, Fox is saying 10 and 5. Swanee is saying 25 and 2. We got 10 and 5. Equal to Woot. Okay, then we have Caitlin at 25 and 2. We have Pitch up. All right. Well, Pitch, you have 25 and 2. So 25 and 2 will work best because that 25, that's our perfect. Square root of 25 gives me 5. Square root of 2 just comes on down to square root of 2. Bam. That's broken down. Okay? This is what we're doing. All right? You notice it's not that complicated, but here's the thing. You have to know your multiplication in order for this to work, okay? Because a lot of the stuff that you're doing is going to be a timed test. Let me do 2 more, and then we can kind of get back to our regular schedule, which is adding and subtracting those radicals. So, how about, let's say, 72. Square root of 72. What do we got? Why didn't I break down the 4? Because the 4 was no longer underneath the square root. Okay, square root of 16 is 4. That's it. It's no longer under the square root. The square root is dead. It is deceased. Rest in peace. It is gone. Hallelujah. Praise be. Will not rise back again. It will stay buried to the end of time. Right? So once it comes out of that square root, that's it. You don't break it down again. Okay? All right. I was like, that's it. All right. So Woot, I love you, but the 8 and 9, you can still break down that 8. So there's got to be a higher number that's going to work for that. Pitch is saying 16 and 6. Nate, hey, what's up, Nate? 36 and 2. Robert saying 36 and 2. Pog is 36 and 2. I try, Belle. Okay, Anchor, same thing. 8 and 9, that will work, but there is a higher number that is perfect. Prime combination. Okay, Kaden, you're doing that true-false combo. Is it true? Is it false? Let's do that combination, the T and the F. All right, make a decision. Which one do you think is going to be the best one? Which one do you think is going to be the top dog? Right? Okay, we got too many little puppies. We need to get rid of the puppies so we can get that top dog spot. Right? So Kaden, Caitlin's saying 36 and 2. Okay, why can't you write those as fractions? Why are we doing fractions? Helmet head, did you fall down and hit your head, boo-boo? Come on. We're not dealing with fractions, man. These are radicals. Let's go. There you go, Kaden. I love it, taking that charge. That's what it is. Okay, Marina, 9 and 8 will work, but there's something that will work so much better because I can still break down that 8. Okay, 12 and 6, true, but I can't get a perfect out of that. I need a perfect. So, best case scenario, you can do the square root of 36, and then you have your square root of 2. So square root of 36 is perfect. It will give you a 6. That means it's no longer in that square root. But that square root of 2, that's prime. If I can't break it down, I'm bringing it down. And then you have your solution. Okay? Yes. Louise, what is 2 and 2? I guess you and Helmet Head should be talking together. What's going on? Here we are. Now, let's try this one. Square root of 175. Square root of 175. Okay. What do we got? Square root of 175. All right. Hey, Janice, how are you? All right, square root of 175. What do we got here? What do we got here? Okay, so you're saying 35. How are you going to do that with the 75? Okay, so I have 25 and 7. Okay, I'm doing all right. I don't know. Okay, Caitlin's saying 25 and 7. Oh, Papa Francis is saying 25 and 7. Okay, Caden, be careful. Be careful. Because 35 can still be broken down. Okay, so I'm saying 25 and 7. Never mind. Okay, gotcha. 5v3. Okay, is that going to conjure something up? What's 5v3? Okay, so it's saying 5. Oh, you're trying to say 5 root 3. Okay, all right. Got me a minute for a second. Bree probably saying 5 root 7. Really? Okay, so yeah, let's double check that. Okay, so anything ending in 5s. We got to think about our 5s. We got to think about our 25s, all right? So let's see if we can get anything perfect out of that. So one of our perfect squares will be the 25. Then we have to think, what times 25 will give me 175? All right, think of quarters, okay? I know that there's 4 quarters, okay, to give me a $1. This is a quarter short, so that normally would be 8 quarters. So if I take one of those bad boys away, I got 7 quarters, which gives me $1.75. So 25 cents, give me 7 of those quarters. Boom, I got $1.75. Square root of 25 will give me the whole number of 5 because it's a perfect root. How sweet is it? Now, the square root of 7 comes on down. If you can't break it down, you bring it down. That's where you got your 5 times the square root of 7. Okay? Well, thank you, Clarissa. I tried. All right? So we see what happened. Yes, there's many ways of getting 175. All right? If you're not sure, let me show you through my handy dandy notebook. Okay, here's 175. 175 factors of that is 1 and 175, okay? 5 and 35, all right? And 7 and 25. What will be that perfect prime combination? That would be that 7 and 25. Now, if you did, let me play devil's advocate right here. Hello, watch out for the horns. If we did the square root of 35 and 5, we can still break down that square root of 35, right? So you will get square root of 7, square root of 5, times square root of 5. All of this is multiplication. Let me show it through parentheses instead of a dot. If you notice, you have the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 over here. Square root of 5 times the square root of 5. And we're going to talk about multiplying in a few. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. So square root of 5, square root of 5, that gives me the square root of 25. Huh, does that sound familiar? Right? So now you have the square root of 7 times the square root of 25. Knowing that 25 is going to be a perfect square, we always want to put that in front. So that'll be your 5 right here. And then you bring down the square root of 7. So even though you're probably like, yeah, it should be 35 and 5, Audrey, you're dumb. Okay? You can say that all you want, but you're still going to have to break down the square root of 35, sweet cheeks. All right? So when you do that, you got your 7, you got your 5. That gives me 35. But then here's the secret with radicals, especially when you're multiplying them. When you're multiplying radicals and they're the same number underneath, these numbers are called radicands. When these radicands are exactly the same, your answer will be whatever the radicand is without the square roots. Let me say that plain English. If they're the same, it's going to be the number without the square root. Boom. All right? Let's kind of get right to it. Yeah. All right there, sweet cheeks. There we go. So once we get that, then you bring down the other radical, then you can complete everything. And you notice it's going to be exactly the same. All right? So that in a nutshell. And actually, you know what? I need to do this one because this one drives me up the wall. All right? I'm sorry. I know you guys are probably like bored to tears, but you know what? If we didn't keep making these same mistakes, I wouldn't be here doing this. Oh, I don't know. I might be sleeping. Not have to worry about doing half of this stuff. Been tutoring since 9 o'clock this morning. Maybe an hour all day to myself. To do what? I don't know. Dishes, take care of cats, throw out trash, get the recycling ready for tomorrow. Got worried about all this construction on my street and I can't go anywhere because they decided to park their trucks right in front of my driveway. You know, stuff. Thank you, Neek. Thank you. Okay? Guys, thank you, Janice. For all the other stuff. Well, Lucy, if I don't, unless you're gonna take me in, gotta worry about those things. You know, that whole thing called adulting, air quotes. All right. Thank you. Guys, please, for the sake of all things holy, when you see 2 zeros, this could be 300, it could be 400, it could be 500, 1,000, 10,000, whatever. Once you see 2 zeros, you know for sure that 100 is in there. Pull that 100 out, right? Pull that 100 out. Just pull it out. And then whatever the leading number is, make that its own radical. Now, square root of 100, bam. 10. Then you bring down your square root of 3. That's it. You don't need to, let me take the 300 and divide it by 2. Oh, wait, let me see how many 25s could. Stop it. Just get the 2 zeros. Pull out the 100. Then you get the 3. Then you can break it down. Bada boom, bada bing, they done. Okay? Click it, make it, move on. I know, adulting sucks. Why, when we were kids, we're like, oh man, I can't wait to be adult because I want to eat candy. Now we can't eat candy because we're going to have freaking diabetes. All of a sudden, we're about to lose our legs. We got a weird little twitch in the eye, which never happened years ago. But as soon as you turn a big whopping 40, all of a sudden, your boobs are hitting your knees. You have a twitch in your eye. You got a weird thing on your back. And then, God forbid, it sounds like the 4th of July when you try to get out of bed. There you go, kids. Enjoy. So, here we go. I know. We're getting real here. Getting real. Hey, AC. Hey, that's my initials. How you doing? All right. So that's how we're breaking down radicals. That's it. You just have to get that multiplication down. You get that multiplication down, man, the world is your freaking oyster. All right? Now, this is what we're going to do. Let me unzoom a lot. So now I want to, let's get these likes up here. Come on. Come on. There's 145 of y'all. Do a mad tap. Let me get myself ready for the addition. The addition and subtraction. Just do a mad tap. Come on. I didn't ask for it this morning, but I'm going to ask for it today. Or tonight, I should say. So adding and subtracting. Now, here's another thing while you guys are mad tapping. Come on. Get those thumbs together. I actually have 2 slots open for tomorrow. I have 1 slot open at 2 p.m. and another one just canceled at 4 o'clock. So if anyone is maybe taking college algebra, or if you know somebody that's taking college algebra and they are struggling and they have homework and they would love to get that stuff done, just have them reach out to me, share my information. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Trust me. Hell, if all the scammers got my information, why not you? Let's add to the party. Why not you? So just pass it on over. But at least, Advent, you need help? Dude, get the bag. Get the number, man. Just go ahead, message me. What the hell you waiting for? Because we need to get yourself. When you taking your test? Why am I yelling at my phone like y'all can't hear me? Number from where? When you taking the test? Well, just send me a message. Because God forbid if every bill collector known to man has got my phone number. I'm surprised it's not on everyone else's speed dial right now. Okay. You're studying now for it? All right. Look, what are you using? Oh, yeah. DM me. Definitely DM me. We'll see if we can figure something out. Because we need to get you over that third. Are you going for Army, Air Force? What are you doing for? Which branch? You too, me. Come on, guys. Why do you keep holding yourselves back? Let's go. Navy? All right, bet. So we need to get you situated. Yep, need to get you situated. Mia, which one you going? You going Army? All right. Need to get you guys situated. So reach out. I'm not about to sing it. Just reach out. Just reach out. Just trying to pass your algebra. All right, B, stop your crying. Stop your crying, B. We're going to get it done. All right? Not just because you're getting tutoring, because you want to get it done. And I'm proud of you for that. All right? So shake it off and let's go. So anything that you're doing with algebra, you need to reach out. Okay? So I'm going to tell you right here now, my slots are usually 87. Don't worry. I got you. We got into 47. All right? And then if we do a small group, I'm willing to do small groups, but it has to be the same concept. So ASVAB with ASVAB, GED with GED, okay, algebra with algebra. Okay, so if you know some friends that need some assistance, let's go. All right? So get them bills, get them bags, let's get everything going. All right. Thank you for the tapping. You're trying to learn in the vibes. Hey, not a problem. And here's another thing, because I'm such a giving person, this is what I do. Boom. All right. So if anything, I have all my recordings. Okay. I want you to go here. Boom. Okay. All my lives from February 2nd is there. Go here, type in this. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to do this. I want you to do this. I want you to do this. Sure as hell I want you to do this. And then turn this on. All right? Because if anything goes blank up with TikTok, this is where I'm going to be. All right? This is where I would just carry things over. So why not have me there, have me here? So if you ever just feel like you just can't stay for the whole live, I get it. You got a live. I don't. I'm sitting in a dark room with a light on me like I'm being, investigated for some kind of murder that I did not do at all. But that's what's happening right now, so you won't get so much of a glare. So if you go here, you can go ahead. I want you to do this, 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 and this. Okay? All right. So back to our normal channel. All right. So let's get started with this. I'll throw it back on in a few. So we have -3 times the square root of 7 plus 4 square root of 7. Right? So always give yourself a moment. Take a look in between. If you see a plus sign, that means you're going to add like terms. So just like terms, if these weren't radicals, let's say that they were x's. Say if I had -3x plus 4x. Okay? So they're just like my x's, right? So we have -3, and then we have plus 4. So you owed somebody $3. You paid them 4. That means you blessed them with $1. So that means you have 1x, or just x. The same exact thing is happening up here. So all we're doing, let me unzoom a bit, is combining your coefficients, but you're keeping the radicals. So -3 plus 4 will give me 1 square root of 7, or just the square root of 7. Because if you don't see anything as a coefficient, it's always assumed to be a 1. So when your teacher says, oh, x is a 1, they're not saying x is 1. They're saying there is a 1 in front of the x. That's what they mean to say. X can be anything. It could be positive, it could be negative, and so forth. Okay? So when you're adding, you're just basically using the radicals to find your like terms. All right? You're studying for the ASVAB too? Awesome. Reach out. You're new here? I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to my insanity called Audrey. All right, so let's try another one. Let me see if I can get most of the addition ones out. So I have -10. I'm obsessed with the square root of 7. I'm hoping for some good luck, right? Plus 12, the square root of 7. What is my answer? Okay, put it in the chat. Put you guys to work a little bit. Put it in the chat. Okay. So we have 2 radical 7. Okay, Kai saying 2 radical 7. Neek is saying 2 radical 7, 2 square root of 7. Okay, thank you so much for the gifts. Okay, Bree is saying 2 radical 7. All right, sharing the live. Thank you. Let's see how far we can get with this insanity called me. All right, so we have 2 rad 7. There you go, Jen. Bella, hey, welcome back. 2 radical 7, good. I'm not sure what's the formula. Okay, there's really not a formula. All we're doing is basically, since they both have the square root of 7, that means these are like terms. So that means this -10 plus that 12 can be combined. So -10 plus 12. You have $12, you spent 10, that means you still have $2 left. That square root of 7 comes down because they both have the square root of 7. That's the only way you can combine them. Okay. Okay. All right, so we're good. All right, you got it. Awesome. Where did you find out the 12? Where did you find out the 12? Try again. Try again. Thank you for stuff. Thank you for joining in. All right. Thank you for joining in. So, I'm trying to see what you're trying to say. Let's try another one while I see that one. How about this? Okay. So the bigger number is 12. Yes. It's positive because the bigger number is 12. Yep. What's different? 22, you came back. I didn't chase you off from today. Sorry. Okay, so we can't combine them right away. That square root of 54 is kind of weird. Remember what we did earlier. Simplify. Let's see, can we simplify the square root of 54? You would think I'll have this all straightened out. Okay, so handy dandy notebook. So if we go to 54, ooh, hello, so sorry for all the movement. Okay, here's 54. If I go to 54, I got 1 and 54, 2 and 27, 3 and 18, and 6 and 9. What's in red is the 6 and 9. Keep it clean, yo. So we got the square root of 9, the square root of 6. You're probably saying, well, Audrey, wait, the square root of 6, that can be broken down. That's not prime. That's 2 and 3. Yes, it is 2 and 3. And don't forget, 2 is a prime number as well as 3. You don't want to have more than like one radical in your answer. Okay, it gets too crazy. So if we break this down, we got the square root of 9 and we got the square root of 6. Square root of 9 gives me 3. But there's a 3 that's already in front of that square root of 54. You know what this is doing? You're multiplying that 3 to the square root of 54. So that means this 3 is going to be multiplied to the 3 that we got from the square root of 9. That square root of 6 comes on down. So now we have 3 times 3, which gives me 9, the square root of 6. So we are able to break down this 3 times the square root of 54 to 3 times 3. This 3 came from the square root of 9. This square root of 6 just came down. Then when we multiply the 3 and the 3, we got this 9 with the square root of 6. Now, over here, I'm just going to bring it on down. What do you notice? Okay. So Caden's saying 11 square root of 6. Mia's saying 11 square root of 6. Okay. Where are they getting these 11s from? Why you keep the 6 the same instead of making it 3? 3 times 2 is 6. This is a square root of 6. Square root of 6 is not a perfect square root. Square root of 9 is. If you can't break it down, you bring it down. So that's why you don't do anything with the square root of 6. Okay? So now, right here, when we're adding, we have like terms because both of these terms have a square root of 6 involved. So now all we have to do is add their coefficients. The 9 plus the 2 plus the 9, which will give me 11. And the square root of 6, when you're adding, you don't do anything except for bring it on down. Okay? Do not mix up your rules for multiplying with addition and subtraction. That's why I'm only going to do addition and subtraction tonight and then possibly tomorrow night do the multiply. I don't want to teach it all at one time because it will confuse you. Okay? There's only so much space in your brain. Okay? Nope, you can't break down the 6. Stop crying. You can't break down the square root of 6. It's okay. All right? Guess what? This is supposed to be a safe space. The days of you are supposed to be perfect does not exist during this live. Okay? You're going to make mistakes, including myself. These guys can tell you I make mistakes left and right. Okay? But we're going to learn from them and we're going to progress. We're no longer going to flight. Anytime things get hard, you're not going to flight. You're going to fight. And the way you fight is the way you practice. Okay? It's going to be all right. All right. Okay, I thought you square root 9. I did. That's where this 3 came from. There's going to be 2 3s. This 3 from the beginning comes down, and this 3 came from the square root of 9. I'll do it like that. Okay? Yes, let's fight. This is the only way that you can win on any kind of challenge. You have to fight. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here, Lucy. All right. So let's try another one. Okay. You definitely can get these things done. So I think it's time for us to step it into the minus world. Okay. Let me slide that over. So we have 3 times the square root of 3 minus the square root of 27. What? What is this? Right? All right, let's go. If you want to get there, baby, let's go. You need to get this, because if you don't know the ASVAB, it's a progression type thing. It's not like the GED where you have 4-point questions, 1-point questions, 2-point questions, and 3-point questions. Like, it's a progression. Okay? Once you're stuck at one progression, that's it. They shut the test off, then you're done. And that's your score. Okay? So we really got to get this. All right? How do you start? We got this. Raphael, you're saying it's 0? How do you know? Michael, are you saying it's 0? How do you know? All right, so let's break it down. Let's go. Can't you do the tree for the 27? Yes, you can. You're a college student with a 4.0. Good. Just never been good at math. Guess what? You just haven't been adjusted or presented in math, and you didn't feel comfortable asking questions because you didn't want to be that person. That's what's wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just how the math was presented to you. So, yes, a lot of people want to say a factor tree of 27, but you're always looking for the perfect prime combination. All right? So, for 27, I got 9 and 3. Square root of 9, that gives me 3. Square root of 3, if I can't break it down, I'm bringing it down. Now, everything else is coming down. The minus sign and this 3 square root of 3. Now, they have the same radicals. So that means I can combine the coefficients. So 3 minus 3, that will give me 0. And you do not, please, for the sake of anything, don't do this. Stop it. It's 0. God, you got me whining already. Okay? It's not the square root of 3. All of that cancels out. Okay? All of it cancels out. Okay? So it's almost like if someone's substituting in for the game. Here's a sports thing. All right? So you need a sub. The sub goes in the game. Is there bits and pieces of their body still on the bench? No. Their whole body is going into the game, and your whole body is coming out of the game. Unless it was a rough game and you were playing against me. You know, I'm a brute. But for all really purposes, all of you go into the game, all of you come out. Okay? So when you get 0, 0 is a placeholder. Okay? Anything times 0 is 0. All right? So it's not 0 radical 3. It's not 0x. It's just 0. Okay? Love you. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, so, okay, fabulous. All right, so let's do a little bit more subtraction. Okay? Hey, let's see if we can get up to 25. What are we doing? See, I'm not being demanding enough. And if you're ever wondering what EX means, that means exercise or example, actually. All right. Yep, same terms. So when you're adding and subtracting, you're always looking for the same terms. You're using the radicals to play a matching game. Okay, you're using those radicals to play a matching game. Okay, just waiting us to get to at least 20. Let's get a mad tap to at least 20. Then I'll get started with the next bit. Okay, thank you for the heart. Okay. So while you guys are tapping, again, here's something that Audrey does for the love of her followers. All right. So I know a lot of you guys are really stressed and worried about, especially the college algebra people. A lot of you guys are having your exams either on the 30th or the 31st, okay, of this month. And you're worried about the exams. So what I'm trying to do is to do a mock practice test. Like literally, I need for you to tell your kids, your significant others, your neighbors, who else is living in your house, to leave you alone for about 2 hours. I know they're going to be itching to do something, but you can't just up and leave, because I really want you to focus on taking a test, be able to sit in the comfort of a chair or a table, whatever. It's 35 questions you're going to do for 59 minutes. And then after the test, what I'm going to do is I'm going to review those. I'm going to record my answers. Okay, if you want the recording, the replay, if you want the copy of the test, the answer key that I'm going to have with it, that's roughly $25. But for you to come on live, and these are the dates that I'm looking at. I'm looking at this Wednesday, okay, from 7 to 9:30. Then we have Saturday, okay, these 2 Saturdays, these 2 Sundays. Okay, and these are the times in Eastern Standard Time. So if you feel that this is something that can be helpful to you, and just to practice up on some skill set and just be able to really ease your stress of taking a test, please sign up. Okay, now if you're one of my subscribers here on TikTok, you just have to pay $10. Okay, if you're a non-subscriber, you have to pay $15. Now here's my thing. My subscription is free. Sign up. I didn't know what to do with it for a while, but I figured I'd just do these to help you out. Okay, so go ahead and just sign up for that. All right, so if you're really interested in the mock and you're like, all right, you can either DM me, because there is a button at the very bottom that says service button. Just kind of gives me an idea if you are interested in it. I think there was some people that did say that they're interested in it, which is great. Of course, the link that I was planning on using all of a sudden decided to act something crazy. But again, we just had a rainstorm, so that's just the norm. But if you are interested into like a mock practice test, especially like if you're taking your GED, your ASVAB, your T's, and even college algebra. It's hitting on all those skill sets. Okay, so it kind of gives you an idea of what you should focus on and what you really need to study up on. And towards the end of today, I'm going to show you how you should study for math. So where's it going to be? It's going to be it's a Phantom service, but it's not there. It should be at the very bottom. It says service, and it looks like a talk bubble with an arrow in it. And it says service. Okay. That's where it should say. But if it doesn't, just message me. Just DM me. I'm always checking my requests and stuff like that now that I have people that are expanding. Okay. Join July. All right. Awesome. Great. Okay. Thank you for the tapping as well. So as promised, I'm going to get started. All right. So we have a negative root 12 plus 3 root 3. What is my answer? Okay. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, I think you just have to send one of those crazy orange heart emojis if you want to subscribe. And I'll show you that. So Michael's saying it's root 3. Mia's saying it's 5 root 3. Pog is saying it's root 3. Okay, Kai is saying root 3. Official saying negative 3 plus 3 root 3. Shoot, root 3. That? Carmen saying negative 3. Do I subscribe to your channel? I'm already a follower. I think you already did, Michael. I think so. I'll have to take a look at it again. Okay, you're saying it's actually 0. You're saying it's root negative 3 or root 3? Carmen. Is it root negative 3 or root 3? Okay, square root of 3, old math guy. It's like Lauren, you're saying negative root 3? Or are you just saying root 3? Zero. I'm guessing at this point. Well, don't guess. Bella, you're lost. Okay, can't have negative inside the root, I believe. That's true. I don't want to say the wrong thing. That's all right. Say the wrong thing. What's going to happen? This is not Squid Games. We're not going to off you. Go ahead. If you say something wrong, we correct it. We move on. We fight. Come on. Don't be afraid. Do not hold your tongue. And if you guys don't understand or you don't know, put a question mark. Question marks are answers too. Okay? Question marks are answers too. Okay? It's not true. What's not true? What's not true? What do you want to say this? I'm not speaking the truth for. All right. So let's take a look. Okay, we got root 3. All right. So let's see. First off, we can break down that square root of 12. Let's break it down to square root of 4 and square root of 3. Bringing down my negative. Square root of 4, that's a perfect square, so this is my perfect prime combination. Square root of 4 is going to give me 2. This negative is attached to the 2. Bring down the square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 3. Now we have like terms. So since we have like terms, and right now we're going to be combining our leading coefficients. So we have our negative 2 plus 3. So here's my thing. I have $3. I spent 2. That means I have $1 left. And I can bring down the common radicals, which is the square root of 3. So this is your answer. You could put the 1 in front. Have fun with it. Go ahead. Make it jolly. But it's not necessary because it's always assumed that a 1 is there when there's nothing there. Okay? All right. Okay, 4 times 3. Okay, OUC. How to get 4? I thought 6. Okay, so if you do 6 and 2, you're still going to have to break down the 6. But since we want a perfect prime combination, we need 4 and 3 because the square root of 4 is a perfect square. So that's why it drops down to a positive, to a 2. And then the negative that was in front of that square root comes down. So it's a negative 2. All right. Got it? Awesome. Yeah, you always want to shoot for that perfect prime combination. Like, yes, 6 and 2 does give me 12, but 4 and 3 will give me my perfect prime combo. All right. So let's try, where'd it go? Here to go. Getting all my little notes together. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Thanks for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. What about the answer? Why isn't it negative? If a negative and positive, make a negative sign. You keep thinking about multiplication. It's not multiplication. When you're adding and the signs are different, your answer. Okay? When the signs are different, you're subtracting. Okay? So you're not multiplying. When you're multiplying, you won't have this plus sign right here. Okay? Don't mix up multiplication with addition and subtraction. Okay? That's where you messed up. Gotcha. All right. You just have to shake the cobwebs. There we go. All right. So now, of course, I'm going to take it to another level. Why not? Because I'm evil. All right. So let's try this. I'll keep it in this phase so it's not too bad. And then I can hear very faintly, everyone's like, what? I can hear it. Yeah. I hear it. I hear it from here. All right. Talking about the actual sign, if we should keep it positive or plus or put a minus sign in front. So it's going to be a positive because 3 is bigger than 2. And 3. So if I have $3 and I spent $2, that means I have $1 left. That's a plus. That's positive. You got money in your pocket. Okay. Until right now. It's okay. All right. Take a look. Don't look at it as one big problem. Break down each of the radicals if you have to. Okay? We did the 12 already. Right? You got no paper right now? That's all right. Use your brain. We got it. Okay? It's all right. I love how everybody's freaking out. Okay? Let's break it down step by step. Where are my papers? No, seriously, where is my papers? Where else go? Oh, here we go. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. Bam, we're covering this up. Now, let's break this down. So negative 3 square root of 12. We've already talked about the square root of 12. We said that if we did the square root of 4 and 3, Notice this negative 3 that's in front. We're multiplying that negative 3 to our results. Square root of 4, that gives me 2. Square root of 3, that's prime. So if I can't break it down, I bring it down. And we're going to multiply our negative 3. Okay? So, what should I get for an answer for just this section? Okay? Okay, for just this section. Robert, you can enlarge your screen, dude. All right. So, Katrina, we're saying negative 6 radical 3. Tiffany's saying negative 6. Don't forget the square root of 3. JB, negative 6, square root of 3. Mia, negative 6, root 3. Then we got CR saying negative 6. Don't forget about the root 3. Official, you're saying negative 6, root 3. Okay, Janice, we got negative 6. I know it's hard to do the root 3. Okay, Lori, we got the negative 6. Don't forget about the root 3. AHP is a negative 6 root 3. I don't know how to put the right. I know. I figured that. So Samuel, negative 6 root 3. CR, there you go. All right. There's no eyes, baby doll. There's no eyes. But I love the fact that you're thinking about that. So negative 3 times 2, that gives me a negative 6. And I'm breaking down the root 3. Now, we're coming into the 3 root 3. Square root of 3, that's prime. I can't go any further than that. So if I can't break it down, I am bringing it down. All right. Now, the last part is 3 square root of 20. So I know a lot of you guys said we can break down that square root of 20 into 4 and 5. I love it. Because here's my 3. Square root of 4 gives me 2. And I bring down the square root of 5. So now I have to multiply. 3 times 2, that gives me 6. Then I bring down my square root of 5. So I have nothing else to bring down until I come all the way down here. All right. So now when I'm here, all we have to do is combine my like terms. What are my like terms? Repeat this step. So once you break down the 20, hold on, words are in the way. Once you break down the square root of 20, that's square root of 4 and square root of 5. Square root of 4, perfect square. That gives me a whole number of 2. But remember, this 3 was multiplying to the square root of 20. So we can combine, multiply your whole numbers. 3 times 2 gives me 6. Square root of 5, if I can't break it down, I bring it down. So the breakdown of this third term is 6 square root of 5. So now we need to combine our like terms. Yes. Okay, we need to break it down. Do I have to be in that order? It would be beneficial. So you won't have shenanigans everywhere. That gets crazy after a while. Okay. So here we have like terms, like some people were saying. Let me give credit and credit's due. JB was saying it. Okay. AHP is saying it. Samuel was saying it. I think that was it. Okay. All right. So now we have the same radicals. That's why I'm combining these. So this is my like term. Negative 6 plus 3. I owe somebody $6. I gave them $3. Guess what? I still owe them $3. But I'm bringing down my square root of 3. Okay? We're not combining the 3 and the 3 to give me a square root of 6. No. Okay? So all we're doing, but you're probably saying, well, what about that plus 6 radical 5? If I can't break it down, I bring it down. This is my answer. I cannot combine these two because they don't have the same radicand. Remember, a radicand is what's underneath that radical square root sign. So if they're not exactly the same, I can't combine them. Okay, so negative 3 radical 3 plus 6 radical 5. Awesome. Ooh, hold on. Okay, yep, bring it down. Good, Tiffany. Write your 6. Okay. Samuel, write my 6 what? Write my 6 property? Property or properly? If you're going to come at me, make sure you spell it correct. Here we go. Anyway, so could you divide the 3 out? No. This is one answer. This is one answer. We are not factoring because they do not have the same radicals. Okay? So do not. There we go. All right. No problem, Lori. It's my pleasure. Okay. Hey, Andron, how are you? Okay. You're crying. I know. I do have my moments. Okay. So you cannot do that. All right. No one needs. Hey, but see, here's the funny part, Carmen. You don't know everything about the real world. There's a lot of this stuff that is going on with your Apple phone. A lot of this stuff is going on with your iPhones, any kind of phone that you have. A lot of this stuff deals with your food transportation. A lot of this stuff with your storage. Remember, your outfits. How do you know that this is the right shirt for these pants? You can't be going out looking damn near crazy. And because of that, you have different options. Those options are called combinations and permutations with the factorial. Yes, it is math. It's everywhere that you do. So get it together. Stop saying, I don't know where this math. You're saying that because you don't understand it, but you do understand it. So sit down, relax, open your mind, and let's get it going. All right. Okay, you got this. So stop falling trap to everything else. Stop falling trap to what other people are saying. Okay? Stick with your own minds. You got this. Okay? You got it. Okay. All right. So that's basically what you're doing. So let's see if we can do one more, maybe with a little division. And then we can finish up for the night. Because I know my behind is tied. Okay. There we go. See, you guys keep thinking, you're mistaking my kindness for weakness. I used to teach public enemy number 1 in Baltimore in the state of Maryland. And he was passing out math papers in my classroom. He would act up in everyone else's class except for mine. 'Cause I'm damn near crazy. Oh my goodness. Yes. Making me sense. There you go. Yes. Wouldn't be in this situation. There we go. But here's my thing. We're learning from our situations. And the one thing I'm starting to, really reflect on my life, all 52 years of it. And I'm learning that my purpose came from my pain. Like when I was growing up, I hated math. I didn't understand math. I didn't make sense. All the comments that you guys made, I used to make. So that's why I can come at you just like how I do. Because I know exactly how you feel. You're frustrated. You're alone. No one's there to help you. Or if they do, they show up haphazardly. And then all of a sudden you got to figure things out. And there's no one to help direct you. There's no one to show you the way. And you're just making things along, so it's easy to say, screw this. This is tiring. This is hard. This is frustrating. So you just stop. So that's why I always say it's fight or flight. And what we've been doing, and then all of a sudden you have kids, and then you're putting that information onto your children. You don't think you are, but you are. When you're saying to your kid, I was never good at math, they're thinking that, well, if mommy and daddy's not good at math, that means I don't have to be good at math. And then we as the teachers, we're sitting there trying to educate and break things down because you got to learn to think outside the box. Stop just taking what you're seeing on TV. Okay? Stop. Because half the stuff that you guys watch, including myself, is garbage. I mean, hell, I know 90 Day Fiancé is like the stupidest thing in the world. But I still watch it. I was like, all right, dude, your wife got pregnant by another man. And you still sitting there saying you love her? Yo. Help me. All right. Do I have study guides for Math 902 exam? I don't know what the Math 902 is because every state, every district does something different. So, I don't know. Yes. Funny I mentioned that because that's what it is. You're either gonna fly and constantly be a shadow of your true self, or you're gonna fight and find a side of you that you didn't know existed, and then it opens up a whole new world that you always wanted. So which is it? Okay? You want to fight or you want to flight? If you want to flight, go ahead and scroll. I love you, but go ahead and scroll. All right. Here we go. Rosa, you're so lost, but I want to get better. I don't know when you came on, Rosa, but if you just came on, obviously you're going to be lost. You just got here. Give yourself some grace. Okay? Just woke up from my last live. Oh, okay. Nice. Here we go. So we have to break down these radicals. Right now, this square root of 6 is telling me something. Okay? So let's look at it not as a whole thing. Let's take it piece by piece. All right. So we have -2 multiplying the radical of 45. I know 45 can be broken down into two radicals, 9 and a 5. Okay? This -2 comes on down. So, square root of 9, that's a perfect square. Because 3 times 3 gives me 9. This -2 is coming down, and I'm going to multiply that with the 3. Square root of 5, hey, that's prime. If I can't break it down, I'm going to bring it down. So now all I have to do is multiply -2 and 3. And that will give me -6. And I bring down the square root of 5. Okay, so that's that first section. You're like, there's more? I'm like, yes, there's more. So now we're going to the middle section. The middle section, we have a -3 and the square root of 20. Well, I know that square root of 20 can be broken down into 4 and 5. Now, this -3 can act as a negative. A lot of people are thinking, what? I'm like, yes. This minus sign can act as a negative, and it's attached to this 3. Not to the 2, to this 3. So now, square root of 4 that will give me a whole number of 2. It's no longer under the radical because it is a perfect square root. Square root of 5, that's prime. So if I can't break it down, I bring it down. Now I'm multiplying it to my negative 3. So here I can multiply the whole number with the coefficient. And this also gives me a negative 6 square root of 5. All right, good. Seeing a couple people following up. Awesome. So now we're getting to the last part. The last part is the negative 2 square root of 6. Well, square root of 6, the only thing I can get out of square root of 6 is 1 and 6 or 2 and 3. Either way, it's going to give me like 2 radicals. We don't want our answers with 2 radicals, only 1. So if I can't break it down, I brings it down. So this is going to be negative 2 square root of 6. So now, don't look at all the previous stuff. Move forward with your future. So, what are my like terms? Okay, good. We got like terms. Which ones? Hopefully you're saying these in the beginning. Okay? The reason why they're like terms is they both have the square root of 5. I can't bring this to the party because this is a square root of 6. Okay? So it's almost like you're trying to go through some kind of party and everyone is all dressed up fancy and then you come in a bunny suit. What the hell are you doing? Did you not read the invitation? Okay? Everyone's wearing black tie and here you come in a bunny suit. So we are going to combine these two. So we take a look. Negative 6 minus 6. Okay? It's not 0. The only way it can be 0 if one is negative and another one is positive. That's the only way it cancels out. So we have a negative and a negative. So this stays negative. So it'll be negative 12 square root of 5. Then you have this last piece, the minus 2 square root of 6. This is your answer. Because you cannot combine the square root of 5 with the square root of 6 when you are subtracting. All right. Okay, Tiffany. Yes. Let's get a little help with Janice. Janice is like, I'm just tapping away. Okay? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I know it's hard for us to do the radicals. I got you. But I do see you. I see it. I see it. I see the greatness in you guys. Okay? So, okay, you get it, Glow? All right, who was the other one? Rosa. How are you doing now, Rosa? You kind of see what's happening? Okay, let's see if we can get up to 30, guys. Thank you for the applause. I appreciate it. All right, so let me raise this up so you can see the whole entire thing. Okay, you see how I do it? You do the same thing. I don't want you to be a mini version of me. I just want to have it make sense to you. There is multiple ways, and this is another thing. There's multiple ways of getting the same answer. I hate it when a teacher's like, just do it this way. Why? There's so many ways. Okay? Do the ways and then say, hey, you guys pick which way makes you feel comfortable. Go ahead. Bada bing, bada boom, get the answer, keep it moving. All right? That's all I care about. All right, that's what I'm talking about earlier when I mentioned the sign change. It's time. It's a negative as the answer, but I'm gonna get it. Okay. Okay. Okay, integration, that's not me, J-Up. You always ask me this question, like almost every live. It's like you're obsessed with me. Let's keep it clean, man. All right. Okay, for the most part. Now, key things. 1, know your multiplication facts. That's 1. 2, understand your signs. Now, if you had my handy dandy notebook, which I have created, you can get all of those lovely reminders. Okay, you've seen me with the factor sheet. This factor sheet goes all the way to 200, but it's got the rules of integers. So you give that constant reminder for addition, for subtraction, multiplication, and division. Not only the order of operations here in the United States and also international. I know Canada does this one, okay? So then we have the properties of exponents. Then we have properties of quadrilaterals. I mean, there's things on the other side, but going back and forth is a pain in the neck. Then you have your volume, your surface area, a little bit with your advanced math, your unit circle, especially those that are going into pre-calculus. Okay, you're going to need that. Even calculus, they do see that as a reminder. You have Pythagorean theorem. You also had your SOHCAHTOA and some of your reciprocal identities. Okay, so all of those reminders are in here, plus room for you to take notes. Now, here's the thing. This is what we got to deal with. Okay, where's that book? It's in my bookstore. My bookstore is this. This is where you can go. If you go here, there are stuff there, but I don't make that much money from it. So I decided to have myself published. So you can go there. All right. So you can get your math notebooks. You can also, if you like my notes and you're just like, Audrey, I love how you color your notes and everything, and you want my exact notes, bam, you get your Audrey's notes. It's a play on Cliff Notes. So I basically take all of my notes from my lives and I just compiled it into a math notebook. Okay, if you notice, there's a QR code. If you scan the QR code, it will take you directly to the live that I was doing it in. Here's one from, April 18th. Okay, and you can actually follow along step by step. And it's almost like a tutoring service, like for free, practically for free. Hell of a lot less than what I normally charge. Okay, so we have right now 4 books of these. So I'm currently working on book number 5. All right. So if you're interested, that's in there as well. So other things that may interest you. So if you have some tutoring, if you want tutoring, small group or one-to-one, message me. Do not wait. My goodness. All right. Or if you want to do a self-paced course and then you can either upgrade, get this before September. Okay. If you want just a course, you can just pay for just a course. It's $147. It's really like 107 different videos. There's also practice problems. There's answer keys. And there's a couple quizzes in there. But if you want the course plus 4 30-minute tutoring sessions, that's the cost for that. And that is dirt cheap. Okay, so what we got for September 1. So I know for a fact there's probably some people out there, that's kids that have summer reading packets that's like just sitting and slowly collecting dust, which it's almost time for them to go back to school. I hate to say it. I know it's right around the corner. Like seriously, guys, today is the 15th of July. Like it just blessed started, or the 14th actually. I just crossed out the day. In my mind, I'm like a day ahead. But anyway, still middle of July. It just started, right? So as quickly as we say that, it'll be time for us to go back to school. So this will be a great addition. Like this, I'm actually working on my left-handed edition. This was my sample, so I didn't want the sample to go to waste. But I'm working on that. That should be done by this week. Just have to wait for the proofs of everything. And this will be great for anyone that's going into math, that's 7th grade all the way up to adults. All right, so I got stuff. I got time. I make time. I just want things to work for you. All right, so Calc 3, that's not me. That's not me. That's Robert, who's in here, Main Street. So you guys can chit chat for a little bit. Okay, I need all those notes in tutoring books. All right, Glow. Gilo, let's go. Okay, what was the site? Sure. This is what happens when you have a lot of papers. Okay, so it's this, but if you just click on my picture, you'll see it. It'll be the first link. All right, not a problem. So just message me. We'll be able to get it all situated, get you straight, as long as you are willing to work. Because guess what, guys? Just because you get like a tutor doesn't mean that you're getting an A. Okay, I'm going to let you know right here and now. We're here to guide. We're not miracle workers. My middle name is not Mary, Joseph, or Jesus. Okay? So there's only so much I can do. I'm a mere mortal that try to be as God Christ-like as I can. There are days I know God shakes his head. I'm not even gonna sit here, but I'm here every day. I will be here again tomorrow at 1 p.m. and also at 9:30 p.m. just to break down some more concepts. The 9:30, I know I'm going to be working on radicals. And the 1 o'clock, who knows? I had something planned, and then all of a sudden, my tutoring sessions just pushed me over the edge, and I just went nuts. But again, I got 2 openings tomorrow. So if you want them, I got a 2 o'clock and a 4 o'clock tomorrow. So if you want to take that so we can work on some of your college algebra and all that stuff, let's go. Even your ASVAB, if you just want to do like a sample test and just to see where you're at and where we can get started with you, let's do that. All right. So, but it's all going to be, did I miss the whole session? Yeah, girl. Was your daddy doing your work again? Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to have the just give me time to put the replay up because sometimes it takes crazy. All right, so that's it for me. You were cleaning. I get you. I know. I need to do that. I think I might have to do that later on too. You know, the bathroom is starting to talk in its own language. You know, just like to spruce it up. All right, so if you guys need anything, hey, just reach out. Just reach out. And whatever you do, don't just say hi. Like, tell me what you want, because I will delete you in a heartbeat. Okay? Love you guys. Have a great night. Make sure you guys connect and keep being awesome. You know what? Don't let society bring you down. Don't let anybody, even family members, bring you down. You be who you want to be and celebrate life, because there's only one life right now, guys. You may think you're going to come back like a cricket, but never know. You might come back something worse. All right? So, live the life today. Talk to you later. Love you.